Today we'll be talking about PGR's resident sniper, S Bianca Veritas, or S Bianca for short. And note that S Bianca Veritas is a ranged lightning damage dealer, while the existing A Bianca 0 is a ranged physical damage dealer. And if you don't want to miss future PGR guides and videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And once again, if I'm making mistakes or forget to mention something in the video, I'll stick in the pin comment below. Alright, let's get into it. Bianca Veritas is a base S-rank assault structure that dishes out mainly lightning damage and features powerful, far-ranged attacks. This video will cover S Bianca's skills, passives, playstyle. I'll cover her weapons, builds, team synergies and team comp, and pull and build recommendations. I'll also drop timestamps for each topic. Her basic attacks fire a string of ranged arrows dealing physical damage, with her last attack able to punch through multiple targets. Her ultimate fires a rain of arrows that basically deals a quick burst of lightning damage in the target area, followed by another burst of lightning damage after a short delay. And her QTE deals lightning damage to a target. Her core passive is the bread and butter of her gameplay, where you basically need to activate 3 red orbs followed by a blue orb, or matrix red orb followed by a blue orb to enter sniper mode. You can also swap in and use a blue orb to trigger sniper mode as well. And in sniper mode, S Bianca's basic attacks now deal lightning damage, and dodging after a shot reduces the time it takes to charge the next one. And note that you cannot generate energy during this state, aka you don't gain more orbs, and after 6 seconds or 6 shots fired, Bianca exits sniper mode. Her red orb just fires an arrow dealing physical damage, but if it's a 3 orb ping, the ability deals lightning damage instead. And for her blue orb, Verity snaps her fingers, dealing a little bit of initial physical damage and pushing enemies away from her. And then, when Bianca basic attacks, each attack will be accompanied by a lightning spark, dealing some lightning damage, and there'll be more sparks after using a red orb or a core passive attack. Her yellow orb deploys a lightning field, dealing initial physical damage and dealing lightning damage over time and reducing the target's movement speed inside. And it's pretty similar to Lucia Dawn's yellow orb if you used her. Her leader passive gives 5% attack to assault structures and 10% lightning damage to all members. As for her Ascensions, being base S rank, she has instant access to upgrading her assault class skill for more damage. At double S, she gains more damage to enemies hit by her red orb for a brief period. At triple S, she deals more damage to enemies in her yellow orb's lightning field. And at triple S plus, she gains lightning damage during her core passive. As for S Bianca's playstyle, you want to be in sniper mode all day every day, since it's a majority of her damage. So proccing the core passive as often as possible with matrix red or 3 red and then a blue orb is crucial to maximizing her damage uptime. Being out of her core passive reduces your DPS quite a bit, kinda like A1 to not be dark with his core passive. Her core passive has innate punch through as well, so lining up multiple targets per shot is ideal for places like Warzone, where multiple enemies clump up. Always try to dodge before each shot in sniper mode if you can to decrease the wind up time between each shot and increase your DPS. This is especially the case once you have 2-piece Frederick. But don't go super overboard with the dodges and drain your entire meter unless you want to get clapped by the enemy. Her yellow orb is usually useless, so expend them to sort out your bar for red and blue orbs, and fire her ultimate once you run out of those orbs and swap out, and then rinse and repeat. And last but not least, remember she's a ranged damage dealer, so you can stay fairly far back from enemies to deal your damage, and avoid getting right next to them unless you want a matrix. For S Bianca Veritas' team comps, she's going to be the main DPS for lightning teams, replacing A Lucia Dawn. The team will consist of S rank A Chrome Arclight when he releases, and a double S rank A Liv Lux. And also, I'm kind of an A Lucia Dawn simp on the Taiwanese server, so let's just pretend she's S Bianca for now. Here, I even put a PNG on her. Okay, so in Pancage, you would set A Liv holding 4-piece Da Vinci in the red slot to proc QTEs often, when S Bianca Veritas triggers her core passive, and A Chrome on the blue slot. S Bianca's leader passive is the best choice here. In Warzone, you could set A Karenina to where A Liv is for the grouping, but A Liv is still nice to have here since she has enemy lightning resist shred. And as for the weapons, the 4-star weapon is Mad Copium and is not recommended for a main DPS like S Bianca. The 5-star weapon is okay with an asterisk since crit is literally useless on an elemental damage dealer like S Bianca Veritas since they cannot crit, making the 5-star only okay for base stat increase from 4-star. And her 6-star weapon, the Lightning, is by far her best choice with a good passive and base stats. The other 6-star weapon, the Ramio, is just kinda copium, but I guess it's better than the 4 5-star options. And as for the builds, for 5-star memories, 4-piece Ike along with 2-piece Erlin, 2-piece Ike or 2-piece Gloria could work, but unless you're in the early game, the 4-piece Heisen set is her best in slot, providing lightning resist shred and damage, plus Heisen is easy to obtain during the launch event. Her best in slot 2-piece is the 2-piece Frederick, as the other 2-piece options are more conditional, and you'll be dodging in her core passive anyways. The 2-piece Cornelia could work if you haven't thrown those away yet, but note it only adds bonus to her basic attacks and core passive, and not to the other parts of her kit, like her ultimate and orbs. And the 2-piece Darwin could work, but you won't be proccing many orbs with S Bianca Veritas since her damage is more revolved around her basic attacks from her core passive, and the orbs are just to get to the sniper mode most of the time. And if you're running 4-piece Heisen and 2-piece Frederick, then having Frederick on the bottom row is a must for the base stats. Otherwise, it's preferred to have Hyzen on the top row anyways. Okay, so should you pull or build her? Well, unless you're a hyper Lucia Dawn simp, then yeah, S Bianca Veritas will be the core DPS for lightning teams from now on, so she's a must pull for meta players. She dishes out a lot of lightning damage and from range as well, while having good lightning team members like A-Liv, A-Chrome, and S-Vera later on to support her. And like I said in my Lucia Dawn video, S Bianca Veritas does outperform her, and speaking from personal experience, since I joined PGR later on Taiwanese server, I missed the initial S Bianca raid up and just built Lucia Dawn instead, who I now have fully built with a 6-star weapon and nearly triple S+, and she still holds her own in Lightning Warzone and Pain Cage versus double S Bianca Veritas. Dawn is not going to be hitting the top of the bracket as Bianca Veritas is still stronger due to the higher damage multipliers and dealing pure lightning damage in her core passive, which is better than Lucia Dawn's more split damage between physical and lightning, so I would still wouldn't recommend skipping Veritas. If I have any updates or corrections, I'll drop in the pinned comment below. If you have any further questions, drop in the comments, I do read and respond to them all, or drop by the Discord at discord.io/ajinotamba. Subscribe if you don't want to miss future PGR guides and content, and you found this video informative, give it a like, a dislike if you didn't. If I'm still alive after studying, then I'll get around to the next video. Peace late.